We are live. Hey, welcome YouTube. This your boy Scott Lewis, Apartment Gaming and More. Stoop Edition with Lady T. What's up, Lady T?
What's up, Scotty?
Not much. Chilling. In your neck of woods.
Yeah.
We doing
Welcome
this.
to the rough buff.
Oh, that's what they call it. I
Yes.
didn't know that. You never told me that.
I thought you
Rough
knew.
buff,
Rough
rough.
buff. I see
That's,
why.
oh, well.
Uh-huh.
Yo, to me, that's a kind of dope name. That's a dope name.
Nah, kid. Can't like
Rough
it.
Buff, Rough Buff. That's almost sound like
Please.
something from Brooklyn, man.
Nah, kid. Nothing sound like the home of the best place to be.
Yeah, today we're gonna just freestyle it because I'm traveling and I'm trying to enjoy this weekend with my
Uh-huh.
family and you and my my godson and everything. So I'm kind of chilling. So today is like a chill day.
It's a stoop
So
edition for real,
it's
for real.
it's a for real, for real. But yo, I want to talk about Shannon Sharp.
Ew.
Yo, that thing was crazy this week.
Yeah.
I didn't really knew the story until like yesterday or today, really. That you
Yeah.
know his thing was dealing with underage. Was she underage? Do
I
you
don't
know?
think was she underage. I didn't read really much into it. I know she was fairly young, but and all I see is now Nikki when she was on his podcast, well on his show on YouTube, how she was telling me to leave them young girls alone.
Wow,
She was telling him like, get you an old woman that's gonna put your feet up, rub your feet, and cook you some food, and love
wow,
on you how you supposed to be loved.
wow. You know what? I
Mm.
swear,
Uncle
I
Shannon,
swear.
she was calling him Uncle Shannon. Now, Uncle
Yeah, Uncle,
Shannon, you need to
Uncle.
stop this.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm not trying to say that it's the woman's fault, but yo, the downfall of most men kind of be like women. Women is the thing that they Achilles heel, man.
And it be the snow bunnies like Dr. quote on Dr. Umar say. Shannon Sharp, I'm with you, but if you did that, well, he said, if I'm with you, but now you gotta leave them snow bunnies alone. Dr.
Yo,
Umar.
them chicks are dangerous. They can be dangerous.
I feel like any woman can be dangerous, but
Yeah,
that,
yeah. I totally agree with that.
mm-hmm.
I just
Uh-uh.
don't get it. I don't get it. It seemed like, I mean, it's real. It must be hard to be a celebrity and have a relationship. It must really be hard.
Mm.
Because who could you trust? Who can you possibly trust when
Even
you,
like right, even if in a personal relationship, who can you really put your? I'm not necessarily your all, but
your
your
personal
your
stuff,
personal moments, your personal business, your personal secrets.
you can't trust nobody.
It's a it feel like it's a lonely world at top.
Yeah. Well, I think what it is for me, it's like when you have the money, it's not just the money, it's the fame.
Mm.
I feel like if you famous and with money, it's like you a target. Do you agree with that? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and I
Cause
felt like you even more of a target when you look like you know
yeah,
the
yeah,
brown persuasion.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. It's tough. It's not
It
easy.
adds to your value and it could also take away from your value.
Yeah, that's true. I totally agree with that. My thing is, man, if I had a choice between fame and fortune, I'd just rather the fortune. I don't want no fame.
Yeah, I would rather be behind the scenes. Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
I don't even want to be known. I
I'm
just
like
want to
that
be
now in my regular
regular life.
civilian life.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather be
It's
behind the scenes, dealing with you. You don't know how I look. You don't know how I sound. You might know how I sound, but you can't put a face to the name or the name to the face. Nah.
Well, there's clearly people in this world who are not famous that have wealth.
Yeah, you
And
don't know
I
about them
mean,
like that.
right? You ain't being able to critique every little thing that they do. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? And which
right,
makes it kind of like I just think that it just makes it difficult to be famous in America, man. Really, just it's just terrible. But that doesn't take away what he did if he did anything. Of course, everybody's gonna have opinions,
right.
and he's got to live with it because you put yourself in a position where your
He said
celebrityism
something that
brought.
don't make him sad. Then I heard that how he was trying to settle outside of court. Don't know
Oh,
who that is, but that makes you look guilty if you're not guilty. That makes you
right,
look guilty.
right. Well,
So I don't
either
know.
way, he got to spend some cheddar to stay out of it.
And he gonna
It's
lose some
going
cheddar. He gonna lose.
right, right,
I
right.
heard that too.
Wow, that shit is crazy, man. Poor Shannon
He
Sharp.
just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, just like last year. Just yeah, last ceremony, I
And I
guess.
think his brother got had this year or right
His brother
behind him.
was right behind him, right?
That
So,
don't look right for the Sharps.
oh man, it's crazy. And I like his podcast. I listen to it, I watch it, and I'm still watch it. I'm
Mm.
quite sure he's gonna eventually come up with a apology
He did.
to
He said something, and he made a he wrote a statement on social media, but as he said, it's gonna come out. He
right,
introduced it like you might hear some things about me, and
right,
and that says a lot when you get ahead of the drama. Like,
right,
so
right.
I don't know.
I just wish him the best. I hope
And
that
it take all they do is take one, and then
yeah, yeah, that's all it
the
takes.
floodgates. You know.
Yeah, then everybody's gonna say they did something with him. Or they had a relationship with him. I mean, he was low key for such a long time
For
too.
such a long, as soon as he started becoming more public, well, since he had an opinion and he started being sensationalized on social media and stuff, then he started getting his podcast and his show on YouTube. That's all it took, and he got into the Hall of Fame. They said, "Bingo, time to shine."
It's time to open the floodgate.
Here we go.
But
All right.
you know, nobody know the girl's
to
name
me,
or
to
anything
me, I
like
mean,
that.
no shade. You better have been doing drugs.
Yeah, well, the damage is the same.
Yeah, but I mean, like you literally doing it to yourself. But for somebody to come in from the outside to take something from you, because what they got to do with everything that I've earned this. I didn't
Yeah,
ask for this. I've earned it. You gave it to me. Then somebody could come in and say, "Well, you did X, Y, and Z, and
yeah,
you did this over 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, 20 years, whatever." And then people start want to be disassociated with you. I don't know. I don't like that though, but it makes them look bad too. I get it in a way.
right,
But he earned this. It wasn't like you just gave it to him just because, but I guess it's the affiliation part that they don't want to be a part of. But
right. Well, clearly he opened up. He opened up to that girl, and whatever the case may be,
and he was
I
so
don't.
I mean, if that was him on the phone, he was very comfortable with Shorty.
Yeah, so he knew her for a while.
He was because she was like, "You coming to Georgia?" And he was like, "Yes, I'm coming to Georgia."
Yeah,
And he said something like, "Yeah, little, big black guy choked little white girl, little white woman." Something he said. Shouldn't have said that.
damn. Damn boy.
I don't
Can't
want you
trust.
choking me. He said,
That's what
"Well,
she said.
he said, yes, you do." I said, "Ooh,
Oh,
yeah." You gotta hear the video, Scott. You gotta pull it up. I don't know if you could, but
well, being I'm on my I have my mobile device, so right now it's difficult for me to bring up video.
mm,
But that being said, you know, she was never really trustworthy. That's for sure.
of course. Well, that definitely, you know. But you can't be talking crazy to these white women. Shoot, no woman, as a matter of fact, but especially not
Wow, that's
them.
crazy.
He had a sister. She would have all types of MFers, and I wish you would. I'll meet you at the airport.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
And it was like I saw people in the comments saying, "But you want submissive women," and then you get them so submissive that they carry on and they record you, treat
Right.
you nasty and bad. See
Yeah.
that?
They
It was like keep messing with them snow bunnies. Go ahead, keep messing with them. And
they
then a
see
lot of people were
nothing.
saying, like a lot of black women was like, "This got nothing to do with us. Don't even get
Yeah.
involved in this conversation. Mind your business." He dealt with he wanted to deal with what he wanted to deal with. They got nothing to do with us. So,
All right, I totally agree. I
you know,
totally agree.
a lot of people are starting to put that in comment. Listen, he knew what he was doing. He knew
Yeah,
exactly what he was doing.
yeah, he knew what he's doing. That's for sure. I
His
mean,
money getting to his head, messing with, some young
yeah,
ones. And then you talking reckless to them and you think they're going to keep dealing with that. Nah. No, they're not.
right. Yeah,
They
that's
pull that
true.
card when they get ready to pull that card.
Yeah, oh, I feel sorry for him, man. I really do.
Do he feel sorry for himself? Huh.
I'm quite sure he's messed up. You know he know where it's gonna lead to. So,
You know who I
mm,
haven't heard about? Jamie Foxx, though.
what about what happened to Jamie Foxx?
Nothing. I'm just saying I don't haven't heard him. He likes the snow bunnies too. You
Oh
know.
yeah, but he said
Mhm.
he did. He
Yeah,
said he did.
openly. Yeah, yeah.
He said he did, but now he said he was gonna leave that alone. So
He
we'll see.
lying, Scott. He ain't in that thing he did on Netflix. He said I'm lying.
Oh, he said that. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
he was
he
telling the
first he
truth.
said I'm gonna stop dealing. They was crack. They was applauding. They said I'm lying. He said I'm lying.
Man, they can be dangerous, boy.
I mean, all women could be if but
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah. I mean,
a
I don't think.
brown bunny would be more so
I
willing to
don't
be
know.
combative with you or
I
willing.
don't know. I don't know that.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no. I don't mean it like
I
they
mean,
would
it's
do what the white girl would have done was is saying, but I felt like it would be extortion before it be.
my thing is that like you knew women before you knew people before you even had money or fame. It's not even the money, like I said, it's fame.
Mm,
That fame with the money, of course, but it's the fame that you got. So you out there, and it makes it easier to attack your credibility
very
in the court.
easy,
And
very easy.
so
Because
it's
I think you are a target because you have to be careful what you say, what you do, who you do it with, who you say it around, how you say it. Yeah,
man,
you
you
come
have
under
to.
the microscope. I believe that. Yes.
It's not easy, man. Everybody gets attacked that way, man.
Shoot,
A lot of.
hell, whoever would have thought Johnny Depp would have got it? You never see him in a limelight like that. Not like that.
But Johnny Depp was a wild boy.
But he did his wildness on his own time.
That's true. That's true.
You understand what I'm just trying to say? Like I wouldn't, because we always say, "Oh, you don't see Johnny Depp. He comes for what premieres and he out. He
Yeah,
don't do the whole. He goes to his little island or wherever he go at. That
yeah,
young girl off of that
yeah.
Aquaman movie, that 30-something-year-old woman, they got that baby by Elon Musk.
Oh, she had a baby by Elon Musk.
Yes, she do.
Oh, get out of here! Damn!
She wanted a baby mothers.
Wow!
Yes.
I never knew that one. I
See,
didn't. I
see,
didn't see that one.
and I mean,
Wow!
he, whatever he is, and she's white too.
She a wild girl.
So yeah, he was selling all in that court. I used to watch the case. They used to have parties where they used to give out goodie bags and drugs, and yeah, they had a closet full of drugs. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I knew the story about the drugs and the
yeah.
parties and stuff. Oh boy. But,
I would have never thought it'd be Johnny Depp.
but to be fair, people are people.
Yeah,
I don't put celebrities on a pedestal.
I
I
don't know
keep
why
them.
people do.
I don't get that. I just enjoy some things that they do. I know that other people can do it
Right,
if given the opportunity, but it so happened you in that position and you had the opportunity and you succeeded at what you're doing. Everybody has downfalls.
like
Everybody got weaknesses. I get it. And I don't put even women or men, regardless of which one is which, who doesn't matter to me. But what I understand is that you're a person and you make mistakes, and I guess you gotta get through it.
yeah.
And I'm quite sure Shannon get through it like most black people do. I think a lot of black people I don't know, he came from nothing, so it's easier to adapt to a situation knowing that I mean, of course, it's going to be devastating as far as what he got to go through the public. The public's eye, people love controversy for some
Yep,
reason.
yep, they
So
do.
I don't love it. I don't like to hear
But it
it.
seems like ever since what's his name, Cat Williams went on his show,
Yeah,
things been crumbling around a lot of these celebrities.
yeah, and it happens to a lot of people. I remember listening to, one of my favorite comedians, Dave Chappelle, would say like it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous for people to be celebrities. It's dangerous for the celebrities. My
It is.
thing
It's
is,
targeted. It's easy.
dangerous for all of us.
It's
It's
just that
dangerous
it's on
for
the TV and everybody want a piece of the pie. You know.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Because if I could work behind the scenes, I wouldn't be mad. I could know every celebrity. I could be
yeah.
friends. They come over, yacht parties. Da, 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 da. I don't want to be on that TV screen.
Right. I don't.
Mm,
I don't want to be part of that. I swear I don't.
mm, nah,
So, you
nah.
can
Don't
have
show my
that
face.
if
Keep
that.
my money where it's at, and I have my little coke parties if you into that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, mm-mm. We don't know
yeah,
her from a can of paint. Nope, you sure
yeah,
don't.
yeah. I mean, he got it now. ESPN made him step down for a while. I heard it wasn't permanent. They made it seem like he had to step away, but you know how these networks are. They like any other job. When they mean step down, they trying to close the door.
Yeah, I think it's because it's just a lot of controversy right now, and they probably, I'm not sure for a fact, but maybe they told him like once you get this settled, then we maybe could come to back to the drawing board. But right now, no.
Right.
You need a break. Clearly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that this situation is happening to him and to her. If she's telling the truth, I don't know, and nobody knows what really happened. But clearly, if she got videotape, she knew what she was doing. And there ain't no way somebody's gonna demeanor me and I'm gonna tape it too. I just don't get that part. So if that's the case, then it was premeditated, like she meant to do it. She meant to, get that scoop, and she was definitely going for the bread.
Mm,
Wow. Okay. Well, Well, the bad news this week, and I thought that was bad news. The Pope died.
Yes.
That's terrible, terrible for Catholics. Uh, I I'm a Catholic, and well, not a Catholic, but I was my family was a Baptist church, so we were Baptist. And
Yeah. Same. Same.
it's the same thing.
Baptist.
Yeah. So it's been a terrible week for us, and my prayers go there to everybody that's hurting.
Yeah.
But
Around the
but
world. Yeah.
but he's in a better place. He's with somebody that we all love and
Yeah.
dear.
Yeah.
So and it's inevitable. But he left. Apparently, he leaves behind a legacy that probably I don't know. He's one of the most liked popes that for a
In a
long
long
time.
time. Like he really right. He really shook things up in the Vatican and stuff. So
Mhm.
he did things that weren't always by the book.
By the book, he played outside the lines,
Yeah,
and he
he
looked
did.
at everybody as uh, God's children. So that's a
Sincerely.
good thing,
Sincerely.
and
You know?
sincerely so. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's I don't like the.
I watched his special on Disney Plus. It was very nice. It was
Oh
very
yeah, I missed it.
you can
I
no, you can
mean,
still watch it.
oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, no, you said it on Disney Plus.
Yep.
Oh, I'll play it. I'll play it soon.
It was
I'll play
very
it.
nice. They talked about from the time, when he started. He had a girlfriend at
Oh
first.
wow.
He didn't want to be the
Uh,
Pope.
no, he didn't.
He did not. He wasn't
Oh,
it wasn't something that he was like really into at first. And he said, from what I've seen from the documentary, that
right.
he went to church one day, a mass, and he said he just felt God's presence really strong, and it
Mm.
made him into one to devote his life to God. Yep.
Okay.
He said he had a
Sometimes.
girlfriend and everything. Young guy, young.
Right.
He was
Wow.
into the church. He was into church, but
Yeah, as a kid, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
he's from Argentina, so he's Spanish.
That's a beautiful country.
Yeah, yeah. And you could tell he just wasn't one of like to be so judgmental about everything.
Um,
Yeah,
damn.
I mean the way they was making it seem like he didn't do stuff by the book all the time, and they didn't like that. But it brought a sense of humility to people.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah. That connection that he had with people was powerful. Yeah,
yeah, he
just
went to
just the norm,
prisons,
just the normal
came to
people.
New York City, and
People.
he was surprised that we loved him. He been around
Right,
the world. He even did the
right,
whole thing with the whole LGBTQ. He married same sex marriages.
right.
Yep,
It seemed
he was
like to
very
me
different.
it seemed to me like he didn't deal with that the political game that
Oh,
some
he
folks.
even went to the Senate. That's
Oh
right.
yeah, he did. Oh wow.
Yes, he was the first. I think he was the first one to go.
Well,
Yep.
they need it.
Oh yeah. This is before
They
Trump came
need it.
into the administration.
Oh wow, they need it.
And yep, and he said, he said his speech, and he said, let's always try to remember, we are still people. We are still God's children.
Yeah,
We cannot live divided. Right
right,
up in Congress. He said, we cannot. It doesn't work that way.
right.
You know? And
Yeah,
we have to some way get this together. Like this is not what he wants. We should
and
be,
he right.
you
He's right.
know.
He's most definitely right.
I say you taking all this political stuff too far.
Yeah, yeah. This side, that side,
Yeah.
and everybody's divided, and
That's why I
people.
don't believe it, Scott. But that's a different story.
Yeah. Oh, well, the
Yes.
division.
Yes. I do
Oh
not.
yeah, yeah. There's always a game and an angle to everything. That's for sure.
The church and the state, that's supposed to be divided. But I don't know. But I'm just saying one hand takes care of the other hand,
Right.
even though it's two
Yeah.
separate hands.
Yeah, they wash together.
Thank you.
You can't wash one hand with one hand.
Uh, I- if you can,
Let me see it. I
just
want to see that.
show me that magic trick.
Show me that you could take the hand and wash that hand with that hand.
Or without that other hand. That
Right, without the other hand.
listen, like I said, that's a different topic. I don't believe it. I don't believe too much of the hype, like you said, with the whole media thing. They chose what they want us to see. You know.
Right. Well, I hope people take what he taught and left behind
Yes.
and use it in everyday life. That's the most important thing.
We need it. We all
Yeah.
do. And for we do.
Yeah, and this is coming from I'm a urban guy from the city, and I'm speaking this to everybody from everywhere, at every corner.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
So,
Absolutely. I will agree with that.
okay. So, and the next subject I wanted to talk about, I want to talk a little bit about like relationships, but because that Shannon Sharp thing really hurt my feelings. but But I was recently speaking to somebody about how this subject is it's a touchy subject about families, like
Mm,
when families break up and what's the role of a man and a woman with children involved, and how the courts and the legal system looks at it. I
mm,
think that that's a touchy subject because a lot of people have the right to say something when it comes to children, and I think that when you look at it from the court's perspective, they don't honor that as the way they should. I think they take advantage of the situation more than they help.
right. And I feel like about that situation is that I don't know if it was maybe something to use in the urban, like a tool or mechanism to keep
Yeah,
families
because
divided. You know,
yes, yes, because we know that the system, you know,
can be
it's
flawed.
not
Right.
right. It's not fair. It's not. It has never been fair. I mean,
Right.
every now
Right.
and then people come along that says something that's in position to correct anything,
Mm-hmm.
either becomes a target or they get killed. And this is not even I mean, even though it can be a racial thing, there have been people that have been targeted that was both white and black. It doesn't matter. There's been presidents that have been killed because of where they stand on certain situations. So there's hatred everywhere, we know, but there's a lot of love everywhere too. I'm just saying that when the court system works, are they really trying to help the children in a relationship when the relationship breaks up?
Mm. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you can't throw money at everything.
No, because as a child, I don't think
They
I don't
don't get
remember a time where I might have wanted something. Let's put it this way: I might have wanted something, but I didn't know the value of the dollar. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
I knew it took something to get it, but as far as me understanding the value of it, I didn't care.
right,
And most children do not care about that. Like I asked my mother for something, okay, she got it for me. But I
right,
never cared about, oh, it costs this or that or $50, $70, $80. I just want the item itself. It
right,
brings pleasure to me. You know? If
right,
whatever it was, a toy, a bike, a rope, to jump rope, whatever it was.
right,
But and I think that's where, you know, it could be separate it where, yes, it costs money to do things with your children. Yes, it costs money to provide for your kids, but it should never be to the point where you're straining somebody and forcing them to do something that they don't want to do.
Right.
I don't think that you should do that. And then it comes to a point where it's like, it's a lot of factors, Scott. But
There's definitely a lot of factors involved.
it's
It's
a
definitely
lot of factors. It comes down to the dynamics of the family, how people
yeah.
are raised. It's just a lot of. And then like I said, you come from brokenness, you create brokenness. Like
Right. Right.
it could get real It could get real murky, but
Yeah, because like yeah, you brought up a good point. Like
you know,
if you come from brokenness, it's easy to follow that same trait,
very easy. Yeah.
and it's
I don't.
almost like
You don't know. I don't know. He don't know.
I don't know. Like if you don't know better, how can you make better?
Sometimes, right? And I feel
Sometimes
like
it's
that's hard. That's not easy to break.
no,
It can
no, it's not.
happen. Please don't get me wrong. But if I
Yeah,
don't see examples or proper affection and attention and emotional intellect, and how am I supposed to gauge that with a child? You
right,
know,
right.
I don't know. It's it's very murky. It's a lot of factors. And then you
It's
got
definitely factors involved. I don't think there's
why I can't say this word. It's end of the day.
the
That's what.
systemic,
Yes,
systemic.
like like systematic wise, like the system's not
Yeah,
really built for us, and in a way for us to succeed from it. I feel like, but
it's a difficult situation, and I don't think it's
it's a
easy
lot.
to really talk about. But what I always asked this question was, do they really have the interests of your children in the best interest of your children? Are they
um,
really, or are they using them to create and keep a system going?
both.
Because
Well, not really so much both, but definitely that second part. Do they should they have to do that? They didn't have to. I feel like it could have been other ways to make somebody realize some shit.
yeah,
Maybe it's me. It don't have to be garnishing their checks. I don't know.
but I'm not
Um.
so I'm not so much about the money because money
Okay.
is money. I mean, money is money. It is what it is.
But it
But
doesn't replace a father. It doesn't replace a mother.
even
So.
though they benefit from that too. But
Mm,
that's another story. I mean, it runs deep.
it really does. It
It,
goes
ru-
very deep.
it goes deep, and people think they slip, but they
Mm.
not that slip. We know what you're doing. Is my thing is that for the interest of the child, would it be better that a man and a woman have dual custody?
That should be mandatory.
That should be something they should seek from the
I mean,
beginning.
as long as there's no
No reason not to.
right. I was gonna go deeper than that, like detailed, but right. There's no reason not to. Right.
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 I think that would make it beneficial for the child, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
As far as growth.
Yeah. Because then that makes you, um, it makes both parties where they supposed to be anyway, responsible.
Right. Right. And it also gives the child a sense of what it is that a woman is and a
And a
man
man.
is.
Right.
Right?
Correct. Correct. Yep.
I
I
mean
believe
I
now. I believe
I
that.
I think that was the goal at first, but I mean apparently money
But
is
for
the
who
only
though? That's the question. For who
for the
though?
child. It will be for the child. It
No, but I'm
ain't
saying like it was the goal at first, but for what people? What demographic? You understand what
oh
you understand what I
well
mean?
yeah, I mean I do
Mm,
understand where you're coming from.
yeah.
Like how they break up the families and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah. But
Now if that was a goal for maybe, The white America, maybe okay, but then now we're talking about, oh, this could be a way of using this for as something negative for another demographic, keeping them where they need to be or keeping them where
Yeah,
we want them to stay. You know.
yeah,
So I and don't get me wrong, there's white people that are deadbeats too, mothers, women, and men. You know.
yeah. Because I honestly,
So
when it comes to social class,
yeah, yeah.
it's about wealth. It's about wealth. You know, like, and there's people of all colors that
Just
are
go
poor.
through it. Yep.
Are poor.
Yeah.
Simple as that. There's a lot of people struggling in this
Because I feel
world.
like if it's mandatory, I feel like it's more it should be more mandatory and rewarding, like you said, instead of just giving money to a person.
Right. Instead
I
of letting
because
them
we
buy their
don't
way out.
people the kids don't
Because what
care
it
about the
is,
I don't care about $40. I
but,
don't
but
care. I don't think you even. I don't care about. I want you to buy me that.
or I want
You
to be with somebody.
right.
Or I want
I
to
want you
see
to.
with,
I want the
I want
emotional
you to be
support.
there.
Right. The
I want you
emotional
to be
support.
there. I want to see you.
Yep.
Otherwise,
I
see,
want to see
what I'm
you. I want to
saying is
play
this.
ball. Let's go
What
to
I'm
the
saying,
park. Let's
what
get
I'm,
some ice cream. The supportive part.
yeah, right.
You
What I'm
know.
saying is this. It's clearly you can buy your way out. That's what
That's
I'm saying.
that's a cheap. That's the cheap. In the long haul, it's the cheap way out.
Because you don't have to see or be in a child's life
Right.
if you pay your way.
But that's not good enough.
Yeah, but that's what they doing.
I know.
This is
I know
what
what
they
they
doing.
doing, but
This
that's
is
not
what they doing.
enough.
This is the option. I mean, this is what it is.
Oh yeah, because who's that guy? I keep getting his name from the Timberwolves with the baby mother, and he got these cases open with these baby mothers. He don't want nothing to do with the kids, and he paying them off, or he's in the
Not
midst of
Anthony
trying to pay
Edwards,
them.
is it?
Who was it?
Anthony Edwards.
That young boy?
He's a superstar, right?
Yes, yes, yes. He is,
I think that's who they're talking about. I'm not.
and so is his magic stick. Yes, it is.
I hope it's. I gotta check into that story.
It's
I mean,
yeah,
I don't
it's
like.
he
I
don't want nothing to do with the kids. He don't want nothing, not at
if
all.
if I'm wrong, I will correct this later on. But
Yeah.
I think you're talking about Ant Man. Yeah. But my thing is, yeah. I mean, and he has the money to buy his way out. So I'm just saying, to me, that's not. That shouldn't be an option, man. That really shouldn't be an option.
I
You
don't
had a
want your money.
child,
Oh, the kids
right?
don't want your right now.
Right.
He not
You,
going to school. He's not. He's a if he even if he's
he's a
falling,
baby, right? Right. He's an infant.
even if he can hold his head up. Come on.
Yeah.
Especially at this moment, we could talk about that maybe down the line. But right now, he needs your support. Even if they did it like that, Scott, like where it could be, I don't know, like after a certain amount of years, okay, maybe you give a little funds, but you have to be there more. You have to be around. You got to go to doctor's appointments. You got
Right.
to do the sports thing with the kids. You got to give them, make sure you're doing a medical thing with the kids. Both parents got to be seen with the doctor and you know what I mean? More
Right.
detailed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then as the kids get older, okay, you might go back to court, and it might be something where the kids say, "Well, I'm always with my dad and my parents. My parents are good to me. I see my
Yeah.
dad, I see my mom," and they be like, "So what you want to do now?" They talk about it, come to agreement. You give a little couple of money. He about to go to college soon. Maybe y'all go half, or if he agree to do it
Mm.
all and pay for the 18, or
Yeah.
y'all go together for the whole.
Y'all work it out.
You
Y'all
understand what I'm
work it
saying?
out.
But keep it. I can see if you keep it in a dynamic like that, where you want to counsel them, give them counseling. Everybody gets counsel. Keep the treatment going.
Yeah. Keep the family together.
Keep the family together. Keep
The
the
dialogue.
value of family, and
Yeah. In that child's life. Right.
and I
Keep
think
the
now
keep
that
that.
would be fair.
keeping it in the child's life. That's
Right,
not.
keeping it for the
I'm not
very
saying
reason why you're doing it, for
right,
his
right,
sake.
exactly. What I'm saying is, if y'all two don't get along, that's fine.
Right, right.
You can go and do your own thing, get divorced or whatever, and do your own thing.
But you
But
have
y'all,
responsibilities.
both of y'all are going to share this responsibility,
Right, right.
and you're going to
And I
spend
think
time with this
that
child.
should be what it should be.
Right,
So you won't have all these broken homes. You won't have
right,
all these. You know what I mean?
right, right. Exactly. Instead, in this country, we let people buy their way out. That's what I'm saying. You let people buy their way out. Oh, he's a good father because he keeps up the child support. How you a good father? You ain't never seen your kid.
Yeah, yeah,
How that work? you ain't got time. You on trying to make another family. What kind of shit is that? How that work?
yeah. That's true.
How that work? How that's making good for that child that's growing up? How that's making good?
You're right.
Honestly, I'm being honest. This is being honest. Well, they say, well, we can't fix social issues, but we could fix economic. Neither one of them is going to fix it if you just without the other.
Right. They work
You
hand in
need
hand. Yeah.
right. It's part of the whole thing. What are you talking about? You just split it in half. That's all you did. And you give somebody an opportunity to buy out. Literally, buy out. So, I mean, like I hear some people say, some people want that. I get it. I get it. Let that be the option. But what I'm saying is, make sure you put in the option that child, that if that father said, "Listen, I'm going to be in there in that child's life," that option should be on the table.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have to come there with five lawyers
Yeah. That's too
to
much.
do that. To do that. No,
You
no.
acting like you dealing with the whole system, five
No,
lawyers.
I'm fighting the whole system. This is
It's
what I'm saying.
crazy.
I'm fighting the system for something that I created with another person.
Yep.
Come on
Yeah.
now. Come on now. It
That's a
ain't
lot.
just
That's
that's,
dramatic. That is so.
you, you making it worse by doing that.
Yep.
All you
Because
had to do was
all
say,
they're gonna say, oh,
okay,
you can afford it then. If you can afford to
right,
pay five of them, what's the
right. You got
problem?
these
What are
lawyers
we
coming
talk
up
to me?
here,
I'll be like, so what are we talking about here? If you can
right. So
afford
so so
10
what
of
they
these
do,
people up here to represent you.
so what they saying, and then what it is this. Then what it is now you just wasted all this money on lawyers,
Yeah.
which could have went to the child.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. What we talking about? It's nothing to talk. You
So so
clearly
you
got it.
so you using this division
Yep.
and this child as a way of making money.
Mm.
You see where my logic goes? See how it
Yeah.
just snowballs?
Yeah,
So
and that's all it is a big
it's a,
snowball effect.
it's terrible. It's terrible. Social the way you deal with social issues, it's like pass the buck. It's terrible, and and then if you bring that up to people, they're going to say, "Well, it's for the children." No, it's not. Not that way. It's not.
No.
Not that way. It's
Because
not.
you're making it seem like it's just a meal ticket.
Right.
Even if both parties agree, okay, I'll pay child support.
Right.
Um,
We'll split
you
it.
understand what I mean? The
We'll
mother,
what?
okay.
Oh, what? Oh, it was eight.
Um,
Oh, 9. Oh, well, I don't need that. Then we split it. He paid 350. I paid 350. Child
mhm.
stays with him after school. He'll stay with
Right.
me one year with during school. He'll stay the whole time, and then he'll come and stay with his father. Then the next year he could stay with his father, and you stay over there.
And then
Whatever the case,
outside of the
however you
court,
want to.
you have the therapy. You
Right.
know.
Yeah. You keep the therapy going for the child, and
Hmm.
the parents keep the financial support.
Yep.
Equal it out. Equal pay. Make sure women be able to make the money they need to make in the workforce.
Hmm.
So they now equal with men. They should be equal with men when they come to work. Yeah, so there's a lot of social issues involved
It
that
really is.
that
It
men don't
is.
want to get rid of, and there's a lot of social issues that women don't want to get rid of. You see
Mm,
what I'm saying?
yeah. Both
You see,
parties.
both parties,
Yeah.
some greedy ass shit, and everybody's using children as this fucking ticket, which
Yep.
is sickening.
It's like it's like I said, a meal ticket. Yep.
Yeah, it's sickening, and I blame everybody for it. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? I blame the courts. I blame the parents. I blame both parents,
Not
not
just
just one.
one. Right.
Not just one. Everybody. Everybody gets some fuck. Everybody gets some blame
Yeah.
because you're all part of this clique. Everybody's pulling.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
how I see it. I could be wrong, but what I'm saying, if I'm right, y'all need to work on it. You need to work on it, and I don't think it's going to come from the government. I think just individuals, like people in general, like the relationship that mother and father have, could work that shit out.
Mm.
But y'all got to be real.
You gotta be realistic.
Yeah, you got to be real and real about it. Like you got
Yep.
to be real.
But see, it's
Say
that's where the also, like you said, accountability with the real part.
right.
Accountability, acceptance, maturity. It's a
Yeah,
lot. That's why I said with the therapy, I think you work through those complications that you are having issues with. You know what I mean?
right,
You find the source. You make the conscious effort with the therapy. You work out the issues to deal with those face on. Because therapy sometimes is needed, I feel. It's not
right.
for everybody, I get it. But for a healthy environment for a child, sometimes you need somebody that comes
To
in that
talk to
don't
them.
right, that
Right.
doesn't know the situation and you tell your
Mm,
side and the,
uh-huh.
the other parent tell their side and you mediate.
Right.
I don't think nothing's wrong with that. But the thing is, of course, like you said, you want to be greedy, you see the meal ticket, they collecting money too. And
Yeah, they
then,
collect. Yeah, well,
instead
I
of putting
mean,
it back into the children where it goes where y'all have to go to y'all have to go to therapy. You gotta go to mediation. Gotta figure it out. If it takes him till up until he's 18, till he get up out your hairs. But you gotta figure it out. Y'all both have to. It's mandated. So
yeah, it's a nasty situation.
it
It
really
really is.
is. That's what I said. It's too much. It's a lot of strings that could be pulled. To me, that could be
Counterproductive.
useful. Right. It could be useful if it was done the right way.
Right.
Everyone would be benefiting, the mother,
But
the son, and the father.
right. Right.
Everyone.
Except the courts. But they
Right.
don't want. But they want to benefit too.
Right. I
So
mean, everyone would be benefiting. I mean, even if,
yeah.
like I said, they might give you the option. Okay, an example if they was doing it like
Oh
this,
yeah,
where
I guess the courts would too because it'll be less
yeah,
litigation. And there'll be no
yeah,
reason to litigate because you already know what the deal
right. And you
is.
want to have all this backlog and all this
Yeah, there's no
money
reason
that
to
money that
do.
sometimes don't even get put towards the situation.
Right.
You know
It'd
what I
be
mean?
more right.
They
Yeah.
they be
Right.
taking money and they don't push it to where it's supposed to be going to,
Oh yeah, they hold that money. They be flipping.
or they be
I know the
robbing, they be
deal.
stealing, and everything
Yeah,
else
they
in
flipping.
between.
They do. They got some dirt, and
Yeah,
they gonna fight. If you bring out some dirt on them, they'll fight it back.
so
They'll say, oh well, we made sure that so and so don't pay more taxes.
because I feel like that could have
They'll
been a
scare
thing
people.
where,
They'll
right, it could
scare
have been a
people.
thing where, the mother, she not working, the father, he don't
Yeah,
have a job, the kid, y'all both have to take care of this child. I don't
yeah,
know what else to tell you, miss. We can help you if you want to go back to school, you want to find employment. The father, what you want to do? Would you like to go back to school and extend your education or go back to work? But
right.
something has to give. In that sense, everybody will benefit. the mother, the father, the child, because then you learn ways and tricks and trades to deal with the day in day out of having a child or being a
Yeah.
matter of fact being a parent first.
I think what it is you put the responsibility
Back.
on the parents
Right. Back into the
fully,
hands of the ones that
fully,
created them. Right.
right, fully,
Fully. Right.
fully, fully back on y'all.
Right. But you work out
So
you work it out.
right, right. But you
And if
give
you
them
don't live
that,
up to your bargain, you go now
right?
I see you going to jail.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
put this kid here.
Right,
Not
right.
me, not this
Then,
plaintiff, not this
then, then
bailiff.
you
You
then
did.
you leave it up to us to do what we want to
Right.
do.
You know,
I could dig that. I could dig
I
that.
could dig it too.
Well, I heard dig that, but that's not how they rock. You
Right.
know that's not how they rock. They
Right.
don't rock that way.
Right. Yep. Because then nobody's like I said, you don't have broke all these broken freaking homes.
Right, right. That's the thing that hurts the most,
Yep.
and I think, and that's
Yep.
the thing that you know,
Yep.
It just hurts everybody.
Yeah.
It hurts everybody
Yeah.
mentally and financially.
Yep.
It just hurts everybody. You know,
Because then you
and
have
I,
resentment, and I think some people do, and I don't
oh, of
know for a
course,
fact, but you feel if you don't feel resentment to the
you're not
mother or the
human.
father, you feel resentment to the child. That's how you got all these.
You're not human then, because we
Yeah,
know that resentment is there.
yeah, but I mean, like you have
But
resentment to the kids sometimes. The weird behavior comes about, you know.
yeah, there'll be issues where it
Right,
goes beyond what's
what's
capable
supposed
of
to be
getting
right.
right, what's capable of being done.
Yeah,
Where you have to take special circumstances and
yeah.
try to repair it. But then, other than that, I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen quite a few times. They probably do, a good percentage of the time. But there'll be times when it doesn't require killing one person to feed another and help one, and the other one is doing nothing.
Mm,
It's not cool, man. That shit is not cool. It doesn't work because
mm-mm.
the child is being the one that can
Right,
get
right,
disrupted. And yes, financially it might be working, but it's not psychologically working for the
right.
kid.
That part.
And that's not
That
what you
and that's
here
the main.
for.
That's the
That's not what
main
you
reason
here
because the
for.
kid has
If
to
that's
still
what
learn and
if you
grow.
saying the word support, that doesn't mean in America support means dollars.
Right,
What?
right.
Support means child welfare.
Yep,
That's what support means.
yep. The day in and day out.
We know it costs money. We know that.
Yeah.
But we also know that if this child grows up with resentment and hate in his heart towards
And then
anyone,
that creates another program.
that creates another issue where this person, or male or female, becomes some kind of criminal or a rapist or
Mm-hmm.
somebody who molests women, and then a woman who goes around doing all kind of devious things with men,
Yeah.
comes from not being having a stable home when all you had to do was make both parents take care of their
Responsible.
children.
Be
Take care of
liable
their
for everything that
children.
they got going on.
Right. And I'm not talking about take care of their children. Here's $800 or $900, and I ain't gotta see the child.
Mm-mm.
What kind of stupid shit is that?
That's true. That's true. And Miss, you can't be bitter about this. And Sir, you can't be bitter about this. I don't want to hear no
No, I don't want
domestic
to hear
stuff.
no shit
Once
that you
y'all
want.
act
Yeah,
stupid, y'all get out of line. It's gonna be a
I don't
problem.
want to hear that he's not a worthy father. He was worthy enough to lay down with you.
And
We're
vice
not
versa.
saying, and
Vice
vice versa.
versa.
He's worthy enough to raise this child
Yep. Yep.
until otherwise, until he can prove he can,
Right. Right. And vice versa.
and vice
It's two
versa. Yeah,
parties. You
yes,
know?
that's what I'm saying. It's a vice versa thing. That's all I'm saying. Give it an
Yeah.
opportunity. Give it a chance.
Yeah.
Give this child a chance.
But to hold somebody back and take them away money and throw it to the child, and
And
then
think
he
that
don't
that's good
have no,
enough,
or they
and
don't
he
have
ain't
no
got no
responsibility.
responsibility at all.
Right.
He ain't, because he paid his way out.
Yeah.
They make it a pay system.
Yep.
That's not cool. That's not how it goes. That's not how it should be. And the courts are rocking it. They rocking it. And I don't know the angle. I don't know, but I can tell you this: every institution has an angle.
Mm.
They are not there just on our tax dollars. They are not there just for tax dollars. They there. They when these agencies can seize people's money and assets, they are making. They have an angle to what they're doing.
Mm.
Trust me. And they can sit there and say, "Oh no, you don't know what the hell you're
Not
talking about."
true, right?
But I know
Uh-uh.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
That would have been a better system. But you're
Right.
right. Back to the child support, that would have been a better system. Because, like I
Yeah.
said, everyone benefits. You
And then
know.
they're gonna say, "Oh well, now we made both of them made a mistake, and the father became some kind of, you know, crazy shit and did something crazy with the kids." Well,
Mm-hmm.
this happens with anybody all the time.
Mm.
We hear about people homes that have no issues, no, the both parents are there, and they whipping that ass on a regular. Got their kids' minds messed up.
And but you know what? Or fearing God
Right.
and fearing
All
their
kind
parents. You know.
seeing their parents and all this crazy stuff that we hear about.
Yeah.
That's not got nothing to do with that.
Yeah. It's just like I said, like you said, bottom line, what
Sometimes
we
just
are dealing with, the kids always they suffer still.
they suffer behind that. To me,
Yeah.
well, that was a good issue. I like that.
That
I like
was
that subject,
you
but
kind
it's
of touched in some deep, murky. I can't see the bottom
yeah, but it goes even deeper when you start really looking at it.
and piecing it
And
apart. Yeah.
right, and it has a lot to do with how the social issues in this country is, and how
Yeah.
socially we what we think of each other, and to
Yeah.
think of the two sexes, how
Oh
they,
yeah.
you
Oh
know,
yeah.
how we think of each other. That's why I mentioned in that conversation that women should be getting equal pay in the workspace because
Mhm.
it's important for them to get that equal pay.
Mhm.
Two, when they have children, that they able to participate in this raising the children, not just raising them as I'm there, but financially, just like the father should be there and financially.
And
Don't have
up front, right there, up
right
front and responsibility.
financially.
Yep.
Yeah, well, if they can do it and they show they can do it, it shouldn't be a problem. The court should not get in the way.
Mm. That's
That's what I'm
true.
saying.
Especially right if
That's
everything
all.
is going smoothly.
Yeah,
Only time
if
you
he
have to intervene is when it's not, and you check
right,
in.
that's right,
Like you
that's
have a
right,
system where you check in every couple of months.
right. You check
Oh.
to see if his living conditions good. You know,
Both parties, right?
right. They don't do the thing in schools no more, do they? Where it'd be like those motherhood classes. And do they still do that in public schools?
What?
Like how they have motherhood and how what the parents do, what mothers do, and what fathers do. Cause they used to
I
have the thing where they have you have a baby doll and both of y'all share the use and
no.
right.
I see now
You know
some
what I'm talking
high
about?
schools do the whole. You watch a kid with this doll that they got mechanically.
They do have that.
Yeah, where they you take the doll and the kids, the parents be making fun of them, but they don't know what they doing. But they said, this is reality. Like.
Right.
Imagine if you had a child, you can't send this back. You can't ask me to turn him off. You got to figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
And they have those, what they call them classes, like parenting classes, or like you take a course where you have to pass it, and, they turn the dolls on, they start crying in the middle of the night out of nowhere, and they were like, "Teacher, I couldn't sleep last night."
Right. Right.
But this is a cruel reality. It's a cruel reality. It's sad, but it can happen. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know if it's supposed to scare them. I don't know if it's supposed to make them more aware. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of everything, but
Mm, mm.
they have them dolls, or they have you got to take care of the egg. That's crazy.
Right. Right.
It's fragile, But I never had it. But thank God I just wasn't one of the ones to have a kid at 19, 17, 16. I just wasn't one of those. So hey, I wasn't. Thank you, Jesus.
Right.
And plus, my mother wasn't having that anywho. So
She wasn't having it.
no, Stacy wasn't. What?
Yeah, but
My mother had me at 19. So no, no way. That was she was upset at herself for even letting that. Of course, so I felt humiliated. I was embarrassed. That wasn't nothing to be proud of. I'm sorry to say, but it wasn't. And I made a conscious effort and a conscious ultimate. I don't want no kids at no young. I want to live my life. And I didn't. And I sure did not. So I pat myself on the back with that one. You there, Scott? Can you hear me? Sorry. I want to. Hello. Okay, guys. So I guess there's some technical difficulties we having, but that was a good show today, guys. It was educational. It was informative. It was even something to consider. Hmm. But thank you guys for listening and participating. Those that are listening and participating, continue to do that. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, and even so. Everyone, have a good weekend.